I used to be a mercenary like you until I took an arrow to the knee. And no, you did not time travel back to 2011. Was it really 2011? Was it really that long ago when Skyrim came out? Holy crap. That's insane when you think about how many years it's been. 2017? Oh my god. But anyways, though, this episode had a Skyrim reference. And I was drinking coffee, and I legit choked on my coffee because I did not expect to see that line while I was watching the episode. Like, I'm sitting here, you know, coffee in hand, drinking a cup of coffee while watching the episode, and as soon as I see this line pop up and I'm reading and all that while drinking coffee, like, I inhale my coffee the wrong way, and I'm like, you know, like, I just couldn't believe what I just witnessed. Like, they did a Skyrim reference. Like, what? Like, I thought at first, I really thought I was seeing things, and I thought that the subs, like, the subtitles were troll. Like, I thought they weren't official or something. Like, I had to check, I made sure, couldn't find out they're actually official, and I'm like, are you real right now? Like, this is the legit translation for the scene by official subtitles. I'm like, what? Like, what? So, yeah, Skyrim reference, and to make it even better, we have our main character that is a Khajiit. That's... Oh my god, like, I just can't believe it. So this series apparently is aware of Skyrim, and now it makes a little bit more sense and funny now knowing that the writer is aware of these references in Skyrim, and now that we have our main male character, which looks like a, you know, a big buffed up Khajiit from Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls in general, I find that funny as fuck. It's super funny just seeing that, so just... Job well done, Grimoire of Zero, just for giving me a good laugh and nostalgia from when I was playing Skyrim when it first came out a long time ago. Just job well done. That definitely had me just rolling in my seat, laughing my ass off. So, just job well done. I gotta say, I gotta praise you for that. I mean, I did not see memes. I did not think I would see a meme from Skyrim in this anime series. It just... damn. Okay, so with all of that being said, I need to talk about something once again that I am kind of sad about. This series is on Anime Strike, and Anime Strike, as we know, there's quite the paywall in terms of the way you can actually access it. But besides just the paywall, you also have it to where other countries besides, you know, the United States, they kind of get the middle finger and they can't really watch this series. And a lot of series, good series from this anime season, Spring of Anime 2017, and it really sucks how the service is when it comes to Anime Strike, and how this series and a lot of other series that are on Anime Strike are not really getting that noticed at all because of the availability of, you know, these series. Like, many, they possibly won't know about Anime Strike if you're not in America, or if you haven't heard about Amazon picking up anime, and so obviously you're not going to be able to watch the show. And if you even knew about it, and you live in another country, obviously you can't access Anime Strike because it's not available to you at all. So it's kind of upsetting that some of these series that are coming out that are pretty damn enjoyable, funny as fuck, not many are really noticing them or actually realizing how good they are, or not even knowing they're airing at all, because you don't really know where to go and watch them, and that's kind of sad. It really makes me sad with the way, you know, some of these series from this anime season is being handled, and I know some of these series, like, you know, especially this one, it's not being talked about as much as it should, even though I got recommended a lot to watch this. Like, many recommended me to start this series. It's just sad that it's not as popular as it possibly could be because of the, you know, how there's a lack of, you know, available sources to watch this since it's only on Anime Strike. So I just want to point that out. It's kind of sad when you think about it, how, you know, some of the series are being handled. Hopefully, eventually, Amazon/Anime Strike, you know, kind of fixes this stuff and it's better in the future. Anyways, though, besides all of that, this episode kind of showed the perspective of how some witches can be good witches, which is to be expected from this series. Just because, you know, we've heard stories that the witches, you know, are causing people to die, they're burning down villages or whatever, doesn't mean that all witches are bad. I mean, let's look at our main female character, Zero. She obviously has a lot of wisdom. She's been around for a very long time. She's not your traditional MC, like female MC, and I really like that about her character. It's what really, you know, made me enjoy the first episode, and I like how that retains in the second episode. And from this episode, we found out that there actually is witches that are not necessarily evil. But on top of that, though, the reason why some of the witches went out of their way to burn down villages or cause, you know, havoc and, you know, just hurt people was because of the situation that, you know, others did to the witches. For instance, a repeating cycle of, you know, vengeance, violence, hatred, and all of that has caused it to where people are hurting each other and there's misunderstandings, which reminds me a lot of what's currently going on in Taizai. If you read the manga Taizai, you know what I'm talking about. This entire situation reminds me of that, because what this is, or what's going on here, is that one point in time, a plague happened. Yeah, I'm assuming the Black Plague. The Black Plague happened, a lot of people were dying, and obviously the witch of the village, trying to figure out a way to help them out, she couldn't really find a way completely to answer this question and fix anyone, and everybody assumed that it was the witch that was causing it, causing this Black Plague to kill everyone, and so automatically they, you know, burnt the witch on the stake, you know, completely dead. And because of this, the witches, other witches that were probably neutral or good witches, they reacted very poorly, which, in a way, it's understandable. If you have this innocent person that's a kind-hearted individual that's trying to help you out, and when you just burn them alive thinking they caused everything, obviously people are going to get pissed off. And so the witches, you know, they reacted in a very bad fashion, and then they burnt a village to the ground, which has caused this cycle that we see going on in the story. And the big point of this is that no side is in the right. No side is, both sides are in a side to where they're morally gray. Like, you don't really know who to really side with. Some people are good, some people are bad on both sides, and you can see that with the way this episode was displayed, and how there's a lot of misunderstandings between, you know, the witches and regular human beings, and then also the Crestfallen, which, you know, our main male character is. So, I like the world building of this episode, but also letting us know what to expect from the future of the series, and how there is some misunderstandings to when it comes to the relationship that witches used to have. Now, there is something that did pop up in this episode that needs to be focused on, and that will definitely be the church. Now, when it comes to series like this, set in like with magic and stuff, or fantasy, or this general type of setting where witches are being hunted, usually writers tend to add the church in, because it's a very interesting topic, and it's something that easily can add some interesting conflicts in the future. For instance, the church hunting after the witches, and the witches having to run away, and that's kind of what's going on here. We found out that there is a church, there was a war, a very long war that the witches lost, and we found out in the first episode that this grimoire which Zero made could actually end the world. It's a very powerful book, and if someone got it and it fell into the wrong hands, they learned magic, it could easily end the world, which now we kind of understand why this book can do that, because if witches or people got a hold of this book, was able to learn magic and all that, and be able to use that, they could easily wipe out the church and do some really heinous shit. And so because of this, we found out that the church is a problem, and they will hunt after witches. Like, they send people to hunt them down like witches and kill them. It's not just like certain individuals, like regular human beings, hunting down witches. It's like these special church people that hunt them down, like executioners and stuff. And so this lets us know that there's going to come a point in time in this series to where the church is going to be probably the main antagonist, and, you know, our character is going to have to stand up to them. So even though that's kind of a little bit of a cliche we see kind of often in some series, it just depends on the execution of it and where it goes. So I personally don't have a problem with it at this moment. So yeah, besides all that, there was some good moments, like cutesy little moments throughout the episode, and also some insight to some of our characters, especially Zero, and how she feels very lonely, and she's happy she gets to spend time with, you know, our main male character, the mercenary, because, you know, he can rely on her and ask her questions, and he's only asking her questions because he has no one else to really talk to, and she's very happy that, you know, he is someone that, you know, talks to her and asks these questions, because she feels like she probably has purpose, and she doesn't feel as lonely, and you can see that with the way she represents herself throughout the episode. So job well done. Job well done, Grimoire of Zero. I love what you did with the second episode. Definitely a good episode. I don't know how I feel about it compared to the first episode, but it was still a very solid episode, and I could see the series gaining more and more potential as it continues to build up. Now, one thing I do want to discuss before I end this video is the opening song. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I don't like the opening song. I don't feel like it captures the main message of what this series is about. It sounds good, but it just doesn't fit the series. It doesn't fit the visuals to the series and what it's about, the journey and all that, and so I'm personally not the biggest fan of the opening song. That's me. Maybe it'll grow on me, maybe I'll like it if I watch it a couple of times, but overall, the opening song to, this series, it's not my favorite. It's definitely not one of my favorites at all from this season. It doesn't even probably make it into my top 5 or top 10, but still, I just hopefully, maybe it might grow on me and I might enjoy it or something. I have no idea, but right now I don't really like it because I just don't feel like it captures the main message of what the series is. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.